Good morning and welcome to your Friday Faith Fill Up. Seems like all of the best illustrations have something to do with food. Reheating food is something that I'm not necessarily good at. The reason is I'm impatient. I come up with a time and I say, okay, I'm going to put this in the air fryer or in the microwave and going to reheat something for a certain amount of time. And at the end of that time, I just say, okay, well, it's done. And I don't know how many times I've sat down and ended up eating something that was a little bit cold because I didn't take the time and just put it back in to let it finish warming up the way that it should be. So I was reading the Bible the other day and thinking about that in Exodus chapter 32. And in verse number 1, a key thing to remember about this is that Moses is up on Mount Sinai, and as he's up there, it's been 40 days. And the people, it's interesting what the Bible says in verse number 1. It says, when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go up before us. For for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. So they had this thought because Moses had been taken so long that they needed somebody else to lead them. They need to have these idols that would lead them because they didn't know what happened to Moses. You consider what they're saying there is they just got sick of waiting. And even partly one of the things that they said was, we don't even know what's happened to him. Is he dead? Is he gone? And, he's been up there a long time, 40 days, 40 nights without food and water. Boy, that'd be a long time. And so in their mind, they were thinking he might even be dead, and we're just sitting here waiting. They got sick of waiting, and so they decided they're just going to go and came to Aaron and said, make us gods. We got to do something. We got to get up and get going. But the waiting part, I find, when it comes to faith, is the hard part. To simply sit and wait for God to do something. We have a sign in our house, and it says, faith in God means faith in His timing. Well, and that is such a good statement, because our faith, many times we know that we expect God, and we know what He is able to do and what He can do, and even believe that He's going to do something. But when He doesn't do it in the set time, kind of like putting that food in the microwave like I do, and if it's not in that set time, then we look at it and say, well, apparently there's something else. Maybe this is wrong, or maybe this or that, and we come up with all of these different reasons. But ultimately, really what it is that we don't believe God, that we're going to go a different route because God is taking too long. Now, think about what their lack of faith and their inability to wait led them to. It led them to the place of idolatry. They had these gods, even if they were in their mind a form of the God that led them before, which may be the case, but nonetheless, it was an idol that was built. They made this idol because they weren't going to wait on God anymore. They were in the place of idolatry. I'm concerned really with us when it comes to our inability to wait on God. What will it lead us into? Where will it take us? Well, it will take us, we know biblically this. We know that it will take us to a place to where we won't please God. Hebrews 11:6 tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please Him. So if we can't wait, we can't have the faith to simply wait upon Him, we don't please Him. So let's consider this morning our faith. Is our faith strong enough for us to just wait on God for however long it might be that we need to wait on God? Whatever it is we're waiting on, it may be a day, it may be a week, it may be 40 days that we have to wait on God to do what God says that He will do. But ultimately know this, that God's going to do what He says He's going to do. He's always going to be faithful. Psalm 27:14, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. So let's just by faith wait on God and not be impatient like the people of Israel were. Let's just wait on Him. Well, I hope that's a blessing to you. We'll see you on Sunday morning.